Hello, hello, and welcome, my Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising Sign. Welcome to your work, career, vocation read for all of October, all of November 2020. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, fellow Earth sign Virgo that I am. The Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hi, welcome back, my subscribers. Hey, 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 my friends, my followers, my malcontents, whatever you want to call yourselves. Thank you so much for your ongoing love and support on this, my very long YouTube journey. My career shifted drastically in the past couple of years, so I find myself doing this now, you know, the path of destiny, the path of fate, all of that. So your subscription is very, very, very helpful. Your love, your support, your comments, all of that stuff, helping to build my channel slowly but surely. I am truly grateful and truly appreciative of you all. If you are new to my channel, please do consider liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and commenting. Help me grow my channel. I'm not quite at 2,000 subscribers yet, but I'm shooting for 30,000 so that I can have the membership feature, the join button, so I can have private content, members only stuff. We can do members only live streams, and all the extended readings will be here. There's no extended for this one, but I've been putting, you know, the twin flames, the soulmates, that stuff up on Vimeo.com with the extendeds, but with the membership at 30 grand, 30,000 subscribers, I can put them all here. And you pay one price on YouTube, you'd have access to all the extended reads instead of pay-per-view on Vimeo. Cool. Let's get down to business. Welcome you all. These readings have been off the charts. Oh, you can see my clipboard. Now you can't. Okay. Virgo. So these readings have been very, very powerful. It's only 9 cards, 3 decks. The Caroline Myss Archetype deck, Daughters of the Moon Tarot, and the Mythic Tarot. The only thing I'm doing, I do this reading for myself about once a week. Work, career, vocation. I've been using it for clients for decades. I don't know what took me so long to do them here for YouTube, because I've been so kind of wrapped up in this path of true love and twin flames and soulmates. So I'm finding these very, very helpful for people, and the feedback's been really good. So I'm going to do these every month. They'll always be for the month we're in and the next, because, you know, work, career, vocation takes time, and it's 3 levels of power. We've got work, we've got career, we've got vocation. 3 columns of 3 that we'll do with these 3 decks, right? Work is what you do for survival. It's the physical world, the literal level of power. It's the lower 3 chakras, the work that you're doing to survive, right? Power of survival. Career is heart, throat, third eye, and crown, the internal world, emotional thirst and mental hunger, your passion, your career, right? It's very much a soul-driven thing. So these cards with soul archetypes will be very, very hopeful for that one in particular. I get the feeling from a Capricorns. But it's your personal level of power, your psychological world, right? The internal world, the world behind your eyes. And your vocation then is that 8th chakra, right? Your vocation, your spiritual calling, your symbolic level of power, right? So these 3 together, it's like they gave me this for one of the reads. I forgot. It's a great way to say it. It's like a pinky, a middle finger, and a thumb. They're all connected to the hand, but they all have different functions, right? So bringing these into alignment can only benefit your soul in terms of its growth, and the manifestation that comes is all then for that growth, right? So let's get up in this. This is a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what does not. Breathe as consciously as you can as we do this. I will do the same. They keep telling me slow down, like particularly for the Saturn ruled, right? You know, it's like time, Chronos, Saturn, right? The god Chronos, the god of time, swallower of his kids, but, you know, that turned out well. Well, not so much for him. If you know the myth, the Titanomachy, the war between the Olympians and the Titans. So let's get up in this gig. All the decks that I read are in the description box below, and there's good stuff in the links in the description box you might want to for continuing healing and education. Let's do this. Take a nice deep breath. I know, 5 minutes of exposition just to get to that breath, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, I need 3 cards for this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising sign in their work, career, vocation, October, November 2020, please. What is the dominant archetype at work in their work? What is the dominant archetype at work in their career? What is the dominant archetype at work in their vocation. October, November 2020. All right. This feels a little tingly. Now remember, I say this every time, these cards can be a little triggery, both in the name of the archetype as well as the shadow and not so much the light. And that's how this works. This is showing you the alchemy going on within you. If this is an archetype in your personal contract, your personal soul contract. Read Sacred Contracts by Karen LeMay. She explains it much better than I can in this limited amount of time, but it could also be an archetype within somebody else in a situation, right? The story is the martyr story, it's the angel story, it's whatever it is. It can be any combination of those or all three, right? So you're going to have to feel that out. Take what resonates, right? How does this feel? And once the reading's done, you can really kind of put the pieces together, right? So physical world, literal level of power, lower three chakras, what's going on in your work? You've got the victim archetype. Now look, this is one of those ones that I said, the name of the archetype can be triggering, but the light side of the victim is the victor, victory. The spoils of war go to the victor, right? So this is about self-esteem. This is about boundaries. Everybody has the victim archetype. The 4 survival families, the first 4 you'll learn in Sacred Contract are the child, the victim victor, the saboteur, and the prostitute. None of those are really what they sound like, though. I mean, there's some literal stuff in there, but it's about the angle you go in on. So let me read you the shadow here, because this might not be you. This might be the situation, right? This could be the company that you're working with through to make your money, your survival stuff. My work in the world is as a producer and the president, right? I don't get paid for that. That's all the busy work, the phone calls, the networking, all that stuff. I don't make money directly from that. I make money from my career as healer, artist, teacher. All those kind of things, spiritual counseling, doing these readings, spiritual teaching. That's how I make my money. My vocation is as a mystic. My calling is to endure the mysteries of the divine, cultivating intimate relationships with the divine, which is why I love them and they love me. We're very intimate. So get that the shadow attribute, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity. Now, if that's not you, look at the industry you're in, or look at the type of work that you're doing. Is that going on in that field? In a sense, work tribe, right? Could be if you're working with other people. Is that going on within you, within others, within an overall sense, an archetype playing out, right? Inability to maintain personal boundaries, and personal boundaries are more of a focus now than they've ever been on planet Earth. I mean, the term boundaries, if you said it to your grandparents, they would have thought you were talking about where their property ends and the next neighbor's property begins, right? Personal boundaries, what you will and will not put up with, which is the light attribute, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. That's victory. The victim-victor archetype is the guardian of self-esteem and boundaries, and directly connected to intuition, because intuition and self-esteem as a verb, not a noun, are interrelated. The more you estimate yourself as worthy, as valuable, as powerful as the truth of who you are, the stronger your intuition will be. But then you're able to act on that intuition. So it doesn't matter which side of that equation you work with. You work self-esteem as a verb, self-estimation, set those boundaries. They're always going to shift and change as we grow and evolve. Don't talk to strangers, great for a 4-year-old, horrible for a 44-year-old. You get what I'm saying? So very, very powerful. I mean, you're looking at a survival archetype in the survival column. Good. Capricorn, solid. What's going on in your career? Oh, the alchemist. Both wisdom and divine family. Oh, this is power. The heart, throat, third eye, and the crown. Karen LeMay calls the alchemical laboratory. It's your creative intuition, right? Now, the shadow, misuse of the power and knowledge that comes through spiritual practice. That's tricky, and it's not unheard of. Whatever your spiritual practice is, watch the temptation there, because sometimes you think the alchemy is lead to gold, and it's gold to lead when you misuse that power. The light attribute, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. So even if your motivations, right, in your career are to make money, and you're Capricorn, right, to do the best that you can be, well, that is going to be part of your soul's journey. So even if it seems like, well, I'm just doing this career for the money, I get it. but there is great wisdom here. There is great spiritual power here as well. So you're allowed to want what you want and set your goals the way you want to, but understand in an internal personal alchemy, heart, throat, third eye, and crown, think about what you go through. Like, what am I going to make for dinner this weekend? Right? Inspiration, information, choice, emotion, back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth, and then it keeps going down through the chakras into the literal world, the physical world. So something very, very interesting here. I love the alchemist archetype. I have it in conjunct with my healer archetype because a lot of the healing work that I do is alchemy based. Very, very incredibly powerful. So don't forget your spiritual power, crown chakra. Center lane there. What's going on in your vocation? Lovely. The seeker, wisdom, family. I love this. Your vocation, seeking your vocation. The shadow attribute, inability to commit to a path once found. I say it all the time. I say it all the time. You're like, oh, this is really wonderful. This really works. What else you got, right? Because it's challenging, right? With seeking knowledge and wisdom is rough, particularly because truth is involved, right? And the truth will set you free, but it will probably piss you off first. Thank you, Gloria Steinem, for that. That is really, I want that stitched on a pillow for my couch. The light attribute, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. So that's the thing about the truth here, spiritual truth, not just what's true, what's always the truth, immutable truth. Wow. Now, I gotta say, in terms of Capricorn energy, that slow and steady wins the race. Gathering not just physical experiences, but experiences that can be alchemized into golden wisdom. Beautiful. We're off to a really good start. Granted, that victim card down here, but you get the seeker alchemizes the victim, right? It's like it's fine. You can go from victim to victimizer to victory here in this, right? But working from the 8th chakra down. So let's use Daughters of the Moon Tarot to see what's going on inside of you, the interior world, right? What's your inner experience, work, career, vocation with these archetypes? Breathe. My goddesses, please. Half of the universal energy, the divine yin, Persephone in particular, my goddess who sits solo in the throne of Capricorn, though as Lady of Spring, the Maiden of Spring, Lady of Summer, Queen of the Underworld, Maiden Lady, Queen, please, my beloved Persephone, 3 cards and clarity for this Capricorn collective, sun, moon, rising sign in their work, career, vocation, October, November 2020. Please, what's going on with this victim archetype inside of them for their work? What's going on in this alchemist? What's going on inside of them dealing with this alchemist in their career? Please, very much feeling that there's something artistic connected to that for a lot of you. Right, like a musician who's doing what they got to do. They're feeling victimized at work, but the alchemy is going on inside of them. And again, artist can manifest itself in billions of different ways. So please, my goddesses, oh, I see a flipper card there. We'll see if you come out again. That's an interesting card there. We'll see if that comes around again, please. My goddesses, particularly for the seeker archetype in their vocation, that 8th chakra seeking. I get that one. I love that one. So please, what's going on inside of them with that seeker archetype in their vocation? Work. Victim archetype, as we said, but with inside the Ace of Flames, a new idea, a new creation, a new way of doing things, a new will, a new choice, a new inspiration. The card is called creation, right? So it's that that inspiration of, oh, what if we did this? Oh, I really want to do that. I really want to do that. I really want to do that. So the price here that you might have to deal with in this situation is the victory to have a new beginning, maybe to carry a new torch into your work. So really know that everybody has always been dealing with the victim archetype, but now in terms of work, how many people are feeling victimized by the world in the state of 2020? Not to mention all the retrogrades and all that, right? So I can feel that, but there is, that feels so good. Like that's a great card to have with that inside. You've got in your career the alchemist, what's going on inside of you. This just came up for the Sagittarius reading. Same card, same position, right? The Empress, Mawu inside, that there is immense fertility here. Now, on the inside. Does that mean you got cash hidden up inside of you? Maybe you do, but I'm going to still consider that the outside world. Inside of you, you're mentally, emotionally, there is fertility, there is creativity, there is the Empress, right? The amalgamation, the unity of the four queens of the four suits of the tarot. This is so beautiful. You have so much wisdom inside of you, so much gold inside of you already, and an abundant amount, I would say a near infinite amount, particularly if you're talking unconditional love, right? So beautiful. Sorry, first glitch of the day. Caught it though. So yeah, unconditional love is the universal solvent in the alchemical process, as is forgiveness, which is an adjunct of unconditional love. It's a long story, but the alchemy, oh yeah, just read Course in Miracles. Yeah, that'll take you a weekend. That'll take you a year. The workbook is 365. The workbook is 365 lessons, one a day for a year. Okay, you got the Seeker archetype in your vocation with the Four of Blades, the Four of Swords, and this deck is called Deception. Now, yes, we all have deceptions. We all have lies, illusions, deceptions, and delusions that we accept as truth. Particularly spiritually, there are levels of consciousness. What is true on one level might not be true on the next, and might pop up again as true on the one above that. It's like every level of consciousness is like, it's the difference between playing Battleship, then Scrabble, right? Then Uno, right? Like the game changes every time you level up. So here in your vocation, yeah, sure, there are some deceptions and delusions going on, but the Four of Blades, the Four of Swords, is certainly about rest, certainly about going within, right? So in the inside, there's this internal seeking, maybe seeking for truth, but of course you're going to come across deceptions, things that you were told. Now look, I don't know, spoiler alert here, but come on, Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. They're pagan roots in those things. When people find that out, they usually get pissed off unless they're pagans, and they're like, "Oh, he stole our stuff," but that's really cool, right? Because they are the Dagda and the Rabbit of Ostara, right? You know, Tooth Fairy though, she for real. Fairy for everything, honey. Watch out for them fae. They will steal your shit. Pretty, shiny. So with, you know, this stuff going on here, there of course, if you can just accept that as a seeker, saying there are going to be things I come across that I've been deceived about, and there's going to be what? Revelation going on inside of me. But right, thirst for wisdom and truth for wherever you are. That's so hot. I love it. I love this. I love this. I love this for you. One major arcana card, but with that alchemist, like if you're going to get one there. Very, very cool. And the earth tones that I'm seeing here in these cards, at least in the archetype cards, are pretty consistent here with the Capricorn. So let's ask the gods, what's going on the outside of this, right? The external aspect of the yang from the gods. Nice deep breath. I feel you, my gods. Please, 3 cards in clarity for the Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising sign in their work, career, vocation. Please, what's going on in the yang, in the outside? We've got their work dealing with the victim archetype, with the ace of the one of flames, creation, the ace of wands. So feels so bright and so beautiful. Please, what's going on outside of them? I don't usually take drops or kickers, but I'll take that one for some reason, some purpose. So we'll really look at that one. Please, for their career, they've got the alchemist with the empress, the empress alchemist, the alchemist empress. That sounds like a story. That sounds like a good story, right? Turning lead to gold, gold to lead. She could be a nightmare or a goddess, right? Please, my gods, what's going on in the external there for my Capricorns in their work, in their career? Second one just slid out. I usually don't take those. I'm supposed to this time. Please, my gods, for their career. They have the Seeker archetype that they are dealing with the Four of Blades, the Four of Swords, certainly deception, but introspection as well, which makes sense. You got to go deeper in and further in and higher up to get into that crown chakra. So please, what's going on for them externally with that one? That one just popped out. Okay, again, in work, you've got the victim archetype with some new inspiration, some ignition, right? And we have ignition. with the Chariot. So, okay, forward motion. Things are moving. Now, are things moving in the way that you want to? This is a seed of fire, right? You may get to tend this and nurture this. And remember, you've got that alchemist. We're going to track this from the 8th chakra all the way down into the root in a few minutes, right? Once we get all these read, put it all together. So really, your boundaries are important, and know that you are worthy of this. This wouldn't be handed to you if you weren't worthy of this. And really, if you want to look at a card of worth, you've got the Empress on the inner. So this card of Chariot, you may be balancing inspiration and motivation. Inspiration comes from fear, from love, and here is certainly inspiration with motivation, things you do out of fear. For example, this morning, I was up early in the morning. Before I went to bed, went to sleep, got a decent amount of sleep. Alarm went off. I was like, okay, it's a good day in front of me. I got readings to do. We're going to live stream tonight. I'm having a dear friend from high school coming over socially distanced and all that for coffee and chat. Probably some readings too, right? But I just want to stay in bed. It's like, yeah, but you got to do this and you got to do that. And you got to do that. And she's going to be here at this time, right? So gathering the forces of both your inspiration and your motivation, the carrot and the stick, if you want to go there. Powerful, very powerful. Definitely forward motion it's happening in the physical world. October, November, in terms of your work, in terms of your career, the alchemist with the Empress, with the Queen of Wands. So this is you, I'm feeling, unless you are dealing with some kind of Leo energy here. It's definitely the Leo card, the Queen of Flames, the Queen of Wands, sorry. So we're looking at creativity and good fortune and pleasure and fun and regality and passion, right? So see this Empress on the inner manifested as the Leo Queen of Wands. Now, of course, this could be a Leo person. When they're in the round cards for this, it's an internal aspect. When they're in the mythic tarot, it's external, it's yang. So this could be how you're appearing, as well as maybe somebody that you are dealing with. But definitely this feels like a person, either you or somebody else. Like that could be a boss, but this might even be like a treasured friend and ally, right? That like is helping you, like almost like a midwife for this Empress giving birth through alchemy. I mean, this could be a teacher, this could be all sorts of different things. Of course, that's going to play itself out differently, but could very well represent you. And I would say if you have Leo in your chart, like on Leo rising, that's how I would take that. It's like, oh, so I'm looking at, right? But you're looking good, right? This alchemy, this fertility, this abundance in terms of your career, wonderful. Things might still be gestating, but can you enjoy the process, or can you at least have the appearance for yourself of enjoying the process? In your vocation, we've got the Seeker dealing with deception, but also introspection, right? What does that look like on the outside? The Emperor. You've got the Emperor and the Empress. This is Zeus, honey. This is about mastery. This is about enlightenment, not just control. This is about really on the outside, standing in your power. Or maybe there is someone in your life as a spiritual figure that is like an emperor to you. Now, like any other card, there's, lead and gold, shadow and light. So this could be some of these deceptions coming from a controlling, ruling, divine masculine force, right? Not necessarily a person, could be personified as somebody in the outside, but could also be a teacher, but someone who has really achieved that emperor status, the amalgamation or the union of all the kings in the tarot, the four suits, the four kings in the four suits. This is a very, very wild read for a seeker, but this might also mean that from the outside, you might not see it, but that you are really growing in your masculine power as well, my Capricorn, right? But spiritually speaking, that's what's in development. That's what's being strengthened. You're becoming an emperor on the outside in terms of your vocation, while in your career, you're the emperor on the inside with the alchemist. In some way, shape, or form, you guys have to figure out who's what. I can't do that in a general reading, right? Amazing read. Let's put it all together here. Now, come here, guys, right? In the crown chakra, you have got the Seeker, right? Now, just to clarify, the shadow, inability to commit to a path once found. Light attribute, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever you are, and that makes total sense. It's spiritual truth. It's the truth of your vocation. For what purpose was I born? What's in my contract that I am meant to do? What is my calling, my vocation in this life? Well, on the outside, you're looking at an emperor thing here. You are looking at really taking control of your life. Now, not taking control necessarily of your spiritual life. It kind of has control of us. We are the spirit that incarnates into these bodies that have career and work. So in terms of a calling, this could totally be about mastery. Absolutely could be about the mastery, right? Maybe that's your calling, is to become an emperor, a master. Maybe an ascended master incarnate. Maybe you already are. Maybe you just don't remember that yet. But with Zeus there, keep in mind, Zeus is holding lightning. Light is truth. Bam, inspiration, revelation, destroying these deceptions within you. But with the seeker, that can be a gradual process as well, right? Like my vocation wasn't always mystic as a teenager, right? You know, it was definitely more artist, right? Performing arts, because I was going to live forever. To learn how to fly. Hi. Hi. In your career, we've got the alchemist here, the shadow, misuse of the power and knowledge that comes through spiritual practice, the light attribute, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. So if your base motives, like that sounds so negative, but like food, clothing, shelter, it's a good motive to have, right? So there's something physical about this that gets alchemized into golden wisdom as well. And there's that wisdom, there's that wealth, there's that fertility inside of you as the Empress. And on the outside, you are dealing with, or you are coming off as, appearing as the Queen of Wands. Some Leo energy there. Fun, right? Passionate, joyful, right? Fifth house, creativity and good fortune, pleasure, and all that jizz. And then in your physical world, your career, your work, you've got, again, this victim archetype that really feels like with what's on the table, we're looking at victory. Come on, you got the Emperor and the Empress. This is going to alchemize itself into victor and victory. If it hasn't already, it is in process. On the inner, you've got this new inspiration, new thing, that heat. Alchemy needs heat, time, and pressure. That's how coal turns into a diamond. The metaphors never end around here, but this is moving fast. This is gonna, I mean, it might take a little while to get the horses aligned, but once they are moving, the horses are moving. The horses are on the track. So this feels really, really wonderful for a work, career, vocation thing. Granted, there are some challenges here. This is Capricorn, right? Slow and steady wins the race, but you got some Saturnian stuff to learn here in this life. But really, with the seeker, all of that energy coming down, the seeker alchemizing into this victim-victor. Such powerful alchemy, but I'm really feeling like the dominant here really is your vocation. Get in alignment with that. Little by little by little, take the journey, be the seeker, but remember that humility and that willingness for lifelong, the thirst for wisdom and truth wherever you are. I got it confused with the student. They're very much alike, the student and the seeker. The difference is the student can really focus, where the seeker might be a bit more expansive in their seeking. So may the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all. May the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising signs be blessed with all that they need in their work, career, and vocation, that they may alchemize this victim with the seeker, that they may take control of their lives of the chariot in their work, as well as get into their mastery in their calling while with their career. They're bringing forth this wisdom. They are bringing forth this fertility, this fecundity, this unconditional love as the Empress within them, that they may heal, that they may grow, that they may do what they came into this life to do, that they may be who they were born to become in this life for their well-being and for the well-being of all. So mote it be, and so it is. Thank you so much. Please do like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and comment. Help me get to my goal. Help me help you, right? That's how I work. I am reciprocal in that way. I'm not transactional in that sense. I'm like, I am here to serve. I am a Virgo. You know what I mean, Capricorns. So help me to help the world, right? Every like, every subscribe, every comment, every time you hit a notification bell, it changes the alchemical. Let's alchemize the algorithm. That's fucking hard to say. Otherwise, wishing you so very much the very best and the very blessed in your work, career, and vocation. October, November 2020, truly a pleasure.